they never taught me budgeting. They never taught me finances, and so financial literacy is a very, very critical life skill that I think parents should be teaching their preteens, teens, and adult children, because finances, if they're not handled correctly, they can it can create a whole world of problems,
Yeah.
right? And it's really expensive to live, as you well know. And when let's say our children go to a 4-year college, they've got student loans, whatever. They get out and they're trying to find a role in the chosen profession that they're in, and because they're just now beginning in that role, they're not going to make a whole lot of money initially. They're going to start out at the bottom of the toilet pole, and so when you go out on your own, you got to have deposits. You got to have a pet deposit, you got to have light deposit, gas deposit, water deposit. You got to have all these deposits, including the first month and last month's rent, right? If you're renting an apartment or whatever. And we as parents can soften that blow a little bit by providing some underpinning, so help them with a little bit of finances if necessary. But anyway, financial literacy is certainly a skill that we should be teaching our kids.
It's part of a broader portfolio of the practical life skills it takes to live life effectively. Financial literacy could be one of those. But even what's harder sometimes for parents to grasp is that there are emotional skills, right? We hear about emotional intelligence. There are social skills. There are mental skills. How do we deal with our thoughts? How do we make choices? We have personal skills, intentional about what we're doing. Are we working on those things that are important? I would even suggest that there are spiritual life skills, right? And on their own, people are trying to cope with life. So they're going to make that stuff up. But parents can be incredibly helpful in helping guide their kids to develop those life skills. I think parents in many ways are the heroes of our generation. So I'm very, very pro parents. Because of my respect and love for parents, I also have to be real with them sometimes, right? Is that we can let our busyness and distraction become our worst enemy at times. And, there's too many parents, who, they measure the success of raising their kids with, I'll say, with three key metrics. Now, I'm not saying they're actually conscious of it, but they're thinking, okay, are they doing okay in school?
Right.
Are they engaged in some activity, whether it be band or sports or whatever? And the third is, are they creating any problems, for us? And if those three metrics seem to be going okay, they think everything's okay. You know, that may or may not be the case. Our kids may be dealing with anxiety, but they're scared to talk about it. They may feel disconnected from their peers. They may not understand what kind of person they're growing up to be, and so that gives them a good degree of frustration. They may think that the future seems bleak at times, so they're hopeless.